Can you feel it? The electric hum in the air as you take that momentous step onto the stage. Listen closely. Close your eyes. Can you see it? The beauty of our university and the heartbeat of the applause at your graduation. A thunderous celebration of your perseverance and triumph. The start of a new chapter. After all the late night studies and the forging of lifelong connections. Your future is a story yet to be written. And the applause is only the beginning. At Northwest University, greatness without boundaries.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the InnovateHER Breakfast Gala 2024. My name is Tsohana, yes, Tsohana, and I am your host for this event. It's a pleasure to be here. Today, we celebrate young women who have shown us, or are about to show us, their brilliance, excellence, innovativeness, and creativity in the programs that they have come to present us with today. So, this year, they are going to demonstrate to us the power of creativity, resilience, and their commitment. Furthermore, you need to know what our theme for this year was. We focused on empowerment, innovation, and impact, using the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, of course. So, a little bit of background on the program. You see, the InnovateHER program is designed to inspire and equip young women with skills, mentorship, and opportunities needed to make a lasting impact. Over the past few months, our participants have been preparing themselves to be here today and to share their ideas with us. We hope that you will take something with you today and, most importantly, invest in the ideas that we will be seeing this morning. Before I call upon Prof. Grobler, I would like to give a message to these young ladies. Ladies and gentlemen presenting, if they are this year, let your work speak for you, not your gender. You are not just a ratio, you are greatness. I hope I'm clear. You are not just a ratio, you are greatness. So be great, be it. Right, I will call on stage Prof. Lienta to come and introduce the judges for us, and then we will start with the program. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you, Suhana, not Joanna. Okay, welcome to everyone, and it's awesome to see you in person. Some of you online again, but in person, it's always great to host these events and see the people behind whatever we have been assessing over the number of weeks. So it's really great having you here. So I want to follow on what Tsuana said, and while InnovateHER is a very proudly female empowerment initiative, I want to remind you this morning that we are not here because we are women. We are here because of our skills and the seats that we deserve to have at the table because of our skills and what we bring there. We don't always need to announce who we are. We are there, and we don't need to always just classify ourselves as being here because this was an event hosted for women. So I hope that when I now welcome the judges to the stage, that you will see that the individuals that will be selecting our final winner, and we won't have a top 3 or a top 2, we will only have a winner today, will comes from a very wide array of expertise. And as I call them, I'm going to ask them to come and sit at the table in front here, and we're going to do the pitches right up front. Once we've done that, we will get to our keynote speech. Not a lot of speeches to get us started with. So, let me just get the right note, otherwise I will introduce the wrong people like myself or something like that. Okay, so the first person that I would like to call to the stage is Bianca Joseph. And Bianca is one of the 5 women on the Titans cricket board, which is a very progressive move from a cricket board to make, to have 5 women. I met her at a cricket match a while back, and I was so amazed at, one of these 3, please. I'm so amazed at the conversation we had in terms of her community engagement efforts, the consulting services that she runs, and she's just an all-round amazing person to have here. So she will definitely be focusing on the social aspect, the community impact aspect of what we will be listening to today. Then our second judge was surprised that she would have to work, but Isabel Strauss is one of our winners of last year's InnovateHER event. So in 3 weeks' time, I will be traveling with her and Tamika Govender, the 2 winners of last year, to the Netherlands, which was the prize that they won as a result of the InnovateHER initiative. So that's her job today, so that she can relax after her matric exam. It's also noteworthy that she's here in the middle of matric exam. So thank you for being here today. And then our our final judge for today will be Quentin Williams. And Quentin is an AI capability leader at Deloitte Consulting. He's also a Rhodes Scholar, which is something very noteworthy, and we really appreciate him. So since this is an initiative, and Tawana, I'm going to ask you to hand me one of the goodie bags so I can take our audience through what our girls did to get to where they are today. Thank you so much. Okay, so imagine you receive a bag like this, and you have the challenge of identifying a problem in your community that can be addressed through a mobile app. That is the challenge that these ladies took on, and they didn't have much. They had a guidebook with a little bit of prompts every week. So for 8 weeks, they had to first make sure, through the process of design thinking, that the problem was in fact a real problem, that they understood the problem correctly, and that the problem, the people they are going to can think that we can solve this problem, we have a solution, and now we just convince you that you need our solution. And what we try to do in this endeavor is to go the other way around. So in your goodie bags that you all received, and I hope that you will use this to become innovators yourself, and SRC, it's your challenge to make sure that every student on the Northwest University, every first year next year, starts being innovators. So with craft materials like colored pencils, sticky notes, and sunglasses to look cool, they had to tackle the problem head on. So GPT became a lot more available to everyone. So we included some prompts, and we didn't say you're not allowed to use these things. We told you you're actually supposed to use these things to help you generate your ideas, to help you with your brainstorming, and to make sure that you have a great solution. So they then tackled that, and in the last few weeks they focused on how to actually turn this idea into a business, and that's what they are going to pitch to you today. So it then culminates in these two things. So doing this for you. Okay, but it culminates in a selfie light and a phone stand that they needed to communicate and summarize their idea in terms of a video. And today they will have 5 minutes to convince you that they are working on a noteworthy and important problem in society, in their communities. That problem can be solved through a mobile app. They do not need a functional prototype. I know that some of them do have a functional prototype, and that's great, but it's not a requirement. But they went through all of the thinking processes and design processes to actually design that app, and then also that can then generate an income. So that is what you guys will be looking at today. Don't be too strict. I love them all. I want all of them to win. But I hope that you really enjoy this. Tuana will be leading you through the program today. And I just want to verify, did team 1, do we have everyone in your team here now? Or not yet? Okay, great. Okay, but Tuana will be running the show. Thank you so much again to our judges. I promise I will thank you again afterwards. But enjoy this, and please be encouraging. And whether you're watching online, we can follow your comments online as well. So please enjoy this and be inspired. And remember, next year, every single Northwest University first year, I'm challenging you to become innovators as well.
Thank you very much, Prof. Judges, you will have 2 minutes after each and every presentation to ask your questions. Don't get too carried away. I'm in charge. Telelwe, Mutukisi, and her team.
Can I start? Okay. Good morning. My name is Karabo Matla, and I am the project overseer and manager for Mr. Hub. We are thrilled to introduce you to our mental health app specifically designed for young people aged 13 to 25. With the increasing demands of today's youth, our app aims to provide support, guidance to help reduce stress, anxiety, panic attacks, and depression. Now I'd like to hand over to my teammate who was in charge of the technical overview of the project.
Standing before you is Khau Mutukisi, and let's dive into what our app offers. Mr. Hub is crafted with a user-friendly interface packed with tools that allow users to manage and track their mental well-being on their terms. Here's a breakdown. Guided breathing exercises, calm and manage panic attacks, mood and stress tracker, record daily mood and stress levels to identify patterns, personalized journaling, secure space for users to express themselves privately, emergency contact, quick access to supportive contacts during high-stress moments, daily affirmations, positive messages to start each day on the right notes, community section, the anonymous peer support foremost for shared experience and advice. This unique combination of features designed with the latest technology makes Mr. Hub a reliable partner for mental health on the go. And I would give our next speaker, which is our researcher.
Our app's foundation is grounded in exclusive research on mental health challenges faced by young people. According to recent studies, over 60% of young people experience high levels of stress, with many attributing this with school, social pressures, and uncertainty about the future. 1 in 5 young adults face anxiety disorders, often exhibited by the pandemic and its long-lasting impacts. A significant gap exists in accessible and intrusive mental health resources. For this age group, we collaborate with mental health professionals and conducted focus groups with our target audience. The feedback has shaped every aspect of Mr. Hub to ensure it as resonates with the unique needs of young people today. I would like to hand over to Wigan.
As all of you guys heard, I'm Wikanyo More, and I am in charge of the Finance and Business Department of Mr. Hub. At number 1, we have our app development, which is going to need 923,000. And this cost includes design, programming, and initial launch costs. At number 2, we have marketing and outreach. That is going to need 369,000. That is for funding to promote the app across social media platforms and collaborations with influencers and mental health advocates. Which is for ongoing user testing and improvement based on real feedback. At number 5, we have operational expenses, which is going to need 276,000 rands for maintenance and support to keep the app functioning smoothly. In total, our projected budget is 1,754,075, which we believe will set the foundation for a powerful, sustainable resource accessibility with sustainable growth to ensure we can continue providing value. Here's how we plan to achieve this. Freemium model. Core features such as a basic mood tracking and stress relief exercises are all free to users. Then we have our premium features, including advanced mental health insights and personal. Users can choose to enhance their experience with optional in-app purchases like special journaling prompts or exclusive relaxation exercises.
To continue with the model revenues, we've also got partnership and sponsorships. Collaborations with like-minded organizations and sponsors will help extend our reach and amplify our impact. We've also got data for research. With user consent, we will circularly and anonymously collect data on mental health trends and sell these insights to qualified research institutions focused on mental health advancements worldwide. This data will help researchers this data will help researchers better their understanding with the needs and challenges faced by young people today, driving impactful studies and interventions. This multi-channel revenue approach balances monetization with commitment to maintaining a supportive, accessible environment for young. Lastly, mental health is a journey, and Mr. Hub is here to make the journey a little bit easier. Our mission is not only to support mental wellness, but to remind every young person that they're not alone, even in their darkest moments. By investing in this app, you're supporting a generation in taking control of their mental health, empowering them to face life with the resilience and hope. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hub. Team, judges, are there any questions?
So the question I have for you today is what makes your mental health app different from other mental health apps? Yeah.
Okay, to answer that question is that our app is focused mainly on young people, and we drive to actually eliminate the 5 major, I would say, mental disabilities which people face at our age, which is stress, anxiety, depression, and panic attacks, which is mostly faced in our youth.
In terms of mental health apps, have you guys considered the privacy of the clients and how you will make sure that's catered for? My first question. And then my second one, in terms of the market size, when will you be able to break even? Have you considered sort of the market size, how many people you would target, what would be the annual costs to reach the break-even point?
Could you please repeat the first question?
Did you consider privacy? Because this is a health app, so we've got the POPI Act in South Africa, so you have to consider the privacy of the information that you capture of the clients on the app. Yeah?
To answer the question, we planning on making the app an end-to-end encryption. Yes. And then the second question, please.
The market size. So, how many people are you targeting per year so that we can have an understanding of when the break-even point would be, when you're making enough money to cover the 1.7 million cost?
So we are planning on, at least within a month of us advertising and everything, we're planning on having 500 users, which will cover like the first quarter of the amount. Yes.
Hello. So I think it's more of a comment because she did answer the other judge's question, but I think just to consider also, it's a great app, thank you, but there's so many free things already there. The mood tracker, which is a good idea, but I'm just thinking of my smartwatch that also gives me that mood tracker facilities. So yes, again, how do you distinguish yourself? Why must I come on and then pay a monthly fee for your app? What is it giving me other than my smartwatch?
So there's gonna be like, this app comes with, like it keeps records of your emotions and how you're feeling. Meaning like there's also an emergency button for times where you really need it. And there's also gonna be professional advices and exercises where you can walk through and actually do them and like it gives you a more real life experience of how like to deal with stress and anxiety instead of just tracking your mood.
Just one more. With the, I think you said peer support, where people can give their experiences. Will that be monitored? Because I've also seen that sometimes that peer support, somebody can say other stuff that can actually even trigger more mental health problems or, yeah. So how would that be monitored? So because it is a sensitive topic, people can't necessarily just post anything. To have things like that in place.
Okay, so when it comes to monitoring, we are going to put certain restrictions so that people may be comfortable, well, anyone may be comfortable to come on and speak, and if they may like to stay anonymous, then it will be anonymously, but there will be restrictions, and if those restrictions are not followed, the person would have to be removed because a lot of people are at stake, and a lot of people came on to open up about their mental health, and one person is going to say things that are outside of that, which would make other people uncomfortable, which is not what we want. So there will be restrictions in terms of monitoring the peer group, and yeah.
Thank you very much, judges. Team 1, you may take a seat. Up next, we have Miki and Luaskete presenting Unibooks, an innovative solution for university students to access affordable textbooks. Team 2, please come to the stage.
Hello. Before I introduce myself today, I'd like you to think about a question. What differentiates a good idea from a successful one? Hello, I'm Ika Skizze, an economics student at the NWU Potchefstroom campus, and together with my younger sister Lua, we worked on the project Unibooks. I'll tell you the story of how we came about this problem. So at the end of my first year, I realized that most of my assets lied in the 9 very expensive textbooks, gathering dust on my hostel table, and I needed to get rid of them. I was bargaining on the money of the first year's textbook to buy my second year textbooks, and I was determined to get them sold. I joined multiple WhatsApp groups, posted Instagram stories, but the process was inefficient and frankly just a headache. So talking to my sister about this, and she notified me that we live in the 21st century and there is a better solution to this problem. And we came about the idea of a simple online marketplace, student-to-student marketplace, that would connect students with the available textbooks and the students looking for pre-owned, more affordable textbooks. This solution would help students who are financially not as able to buy textbooks in the first place, giving them the opportunity to the quality educational materials that are available and in demand, but they aren't reaching the people that actually need them. So what is Unibooks? Simplicity and convenience being at the top of what our generation values, this app is exactly that. It's extremely simple and extremely convenient. You post your ad, then a few steps, and it immediately reaches the target audience that are already looking for this product. It betters sustainability in terms of paperback textbook production, and makes quality educational materials, prescribed textbook materials, more accessible. It's a niche and targeted audience that's already active and looking for this solution. And in terms of our growth potential, we looked at it in 3 levels. Level 1 being a free peer-to-peer marketplace downloadable app run on monetized ad revenue. So free to download, but we still make a profit. Level 2 would be with added features, transaction facilitation, actually having pick-up and drop-off points for the textbooks so that risk is minimized, but we still get the added revenue through transaction fees. This would be level 2, as it would be a little bit more complicated to develop. So we get our foot in the door with level 1, and then we aim to progress to level 2. Level 3, which is so ebook sales. Talking to publishers of all the available ebooks already available for the textbooks they need, as well as connections for the potential work environment. So it's looking at the statistics, it's a given that this would be a success. The operating textbooks, they're already lower. 82% of the back textbooks in circulation that we have, what makes this app so unique. It takes so little to get this up and running, and the potential impact it could have on the 1.1 million undergraduate students within South Africa is extraordinary. I get excited thinking about how many students would actually use this version up and running. It would be a simple, only 3-page app, filtering by university or filtering by module, even degree or field you're studying, getting to exactly what you're looking for. Then the simple selling mechanism, where you could quickly take a photo, add a description, add the relevant filter tags, as well as the condition of the textbook. The profile page would simply be where you manage the ads you've posted and your login details and that sort of thing. When it comes to feasibility, I'm also very excited to show you this. And for this, we looked at the simplest, easiest entry-level version of this app. This is the projected monetized ad revenue for one university only. We used the CPM rates of the three leading ad networks, being Google AdMod, Facebook Revenue, and Unity Ads University. I've already been in contact with potential app developers and I've talked to developers in India as well as in South Africa. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, judges.
I'm just wondering how, in your phase one, whether you would facilitate the payments as well, or how would payment work?
So payment facilitation would only come in with phase two. Phase one would be only to get traffic and get the ball rolling, so that we don't plan on spending a lot of time on phase one, but that would be to get the traffic before we put in the development costs in order to do the facilitation for the payments.
So the buyer and seller will have to sort out the payment themselves.
Just phase one is just the connection between the buyer and the seller.
I have a question for the buying and selling. How will you ensure that someone is not scammed? Like saying they post something and they pay and then they don't receive the textbooks.
So with, like other marketplaces, you would have guidelines, like, especially with phase one, we want to get the ball rolling, but there's still risks, but we would have guidelines like meet in public places, get paid before you give over the textbooks, have in-person handovers, but this is only phase one. Phase two, there would be no risk, no scams, because we facilitate the transactions in its drop-off and pick-up points.
Thank you very much, Mickey. You may take a seat.
Pleasure. Thank you for your time.
Our third presenter, Neo Mahlasela, with EduVenture, a mobile app providing affordable educational resources tailored to South African students.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Neo Mahlasela, and I am thrilled to present EduVenture, a mobile app that I believe that its initiative will revolutionize educational access here in South Africa. Let's start with the story. Picture a young student by the name of Thabo from a township outside Johannesburg. Thabo is bright, curious, and ambitious, but he faces many challenges that many students in under-resourced areas know all too well. Outdated textbooks, limited digital access, and costly materials block his path. He's got potential, but he needs the right tool to unlock it. And that's where EduVenture comes in. EduVenture was created to address a simple but powerful mission to break down barriers to quality education for all students, no matter where they are or what resources they use. Our focus has 3 key sustainable development goals: SDG 4, which is quality education; SDG 10, which is reduced inequalities; and SDG 9, which is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Each goal drives our mission to make high quality, affordable education accessible for everyone, everywhere. So the challenge is that students in under-resourced areas have limited resources. They have outdated textbooks, and this can challenge, this can kinda not help them in the future because of the textbooks nowadays are updated and we're using digital platforms. So the other challenge is also high costs. My app is affordable, and as I go on, I'll explain how much my app is and what it does. The other challenge is lack of digital accessibility. So they can't access network, or they have network problems and stuff. So yeah. EduVenture is a mobile app that provides students with curriculum-aligned study materials, ISBNs for every grade, and access for organized resources, all just for 20 Rand per month. Imagine the power of that. A digital platform that brings the learning tools students need to their phones, need right now in their phones, no matter where they are. EduVenture is more than just an app. It's a bridge that connects students like Thabo with the resources they need to thrive. Our app is designed with affordability and local relevance at its core. Unlike many general educational apps, EduVenture specifically targets the South African curriculum. And in Gauteng, with over 3 million students, we see incredible demand for a resource like this. Imagine the impact as we grow and expand, reaching students in under-resourced areas who up until now have been left out of the digital learning. Our revenue model is simple. 20 Rand a month gives full access to EduVenture's educational resources. This core subscription makes EduVenture accessible to a broader audience while allowing us to scale sustainability. And as we grow, we're considering adding new features like personalized study tools and school packages to enhance the experience and increase access at an institutional level. What makes EduVenture stand out? So there are 3 things that make EduVenture stand out. Number 1 is affordability. 2, it focuses on South Africa's specific curriculum. And 3, our unique SBN database that helps students and parents source the correct materials easily. We are designed for the students who need us most, those who may not have access to high-priced options available today. Our launch will start in Gauteng with partnerships in local schools and social media campaigns to drive awareness. We are planning on community workshops and partnerships with non-profit organizations to spread the word about EduVenture, reaching under-resourced students. And from there, we will scale across provinces, building a strong community-driven presence in every region. So as you can see here, here's the financial overview of EduVenture. So for initial development and setup costs, I'll require about 100,000 for the app development. Initial marketing and like social media partnerships and outreaching requires about 20,000. Legal and administrative costs, 10,000. And in total for initial development and setup costs, I'll need about 130,000. Monthly operational costs goes as follows, and the total monthly costs are 15,000. Revenue projections. So since my app is 20 Rand per user, I'm aiming to reach at least 500 users for the first month to make 10,000 revenue. And then within a year, we'll have about 10,000 users reaching 200,000 revenue per month. This is the next slide, which gives the break-even analysis. This is the break-even analysis calculations. As you can see, that the break-even timeline says that InnovateHER is positioned for sustainable growth with projections showing we can cover cost and reach profitably by month 4, 2,250 users covering the costs. With this model, InnovateHER can thrive, continuing to innovate and meet the needs of students nationwide. Now, let's go back to Thabo. Thanks to InnovateHER, he is no longer struggling to keep up. He has the resources he needs to dream big and succeed. He's now on the path of where he is empowered and confident, ready to tackle the challenges of tomorrow. Imagine what happens when we bring adventure to every Thabo out there, every student who deserves a fair chance to quality education. This journey, my journey, is about more than just an app. It's about transforming education, leveling the playing field, and inspiring young learners across South Africa. Thank you for joining me on this mission. Together, let's empower, uplift, and inspire the next generation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Neo. Judges, are there any questions?
I'll go again. So a key part of your app is the content, meaning the ISBN, search, data, the study material. Where will you find it? And have you considered the cost associated to actually, procuring that content?
The SBN's numbers, we'll find them by asking the Department of Education for the latest books. And for the costs, that I'm planning that by reaching 500 students, that at least I could cover the cost to actually buy books or add books in the app so that people can access the books.
Okay, so I'm just adding on to that because, if I've written a book, I'm expecting money back for that book, and there'll be copyright and those things. So, just adding to what he said in terms of cost, the legal parts of that also, putting that resource onto your app. Because I would want to be remunerated for the content and the knowledge I've put out, and that availability. The other thing there was internet, it would need internet to access your app.
It will need internet, but we'll cover the cost for that. And it has an offline learning program, so it's easy to access offline also.
Thank you.
And then one last question from me as well. Did you do some research with the target audience? So I presume it's high schoolers. Are they willing to pay 20 Rand a month? Is there something that they would spend the money on because it will involve them paying for data as well? So did you do some research with the target audience?
Thank you for the question. I didn't do research as yet, but I'll definitely find out about that.
All right, thank you very much, judges. Neo, you may take a seat. Now, please welcome Wada Khan and Kia Singh as they present Study Buddy, a peer-to-peer platform connecting students for academic support.
Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world, a quote by Nelson Mandela.
Imagine a world where every student, no matter their background, has access to the guidance they need to excel in school. A place where students help each other to overcome learning challenges, bridging the gap that traditional education often leaves wide open. Every year, thousands of students fall behind, not because they lack talent, but because they don't have the essential resources that every student truly deserves. For many students in underserved communities, the support they need simply isn't there. Now imagine a solution to this challenging issue is right at your fingertips.
Welcome to Study Buddy. My name is Kia Singh, and this is my friend Warda Khan, and we're here to introduce to you our app, Study Buddy, a peer-to-peer learning and tutoring platform.
Education inequality is a widespread issue. In many communities, students face difficulties learning due to limited access to tutors, extra classes, or even basic study materials. As a result, many students feel left behind, struggling alone. This isn't just about grades, it's about missed opportunities, unrealized potential, and for many, a cycle of poverty that seems unbreakable. Our app directly addresses this problem by promoting peer learning and connection.
A few years back, the United Nations released a set of goals called the Sustainable Development Goals, and they aim to make our world a better, more cohesive, and united place. Our app focuses on the fourth SDG goal, which focuses on targeting inclusive and equitable quality education for all. Study Buddy aligns closely with this goal by bridging educational gaps, particularly for students from underdeserved communities. By providing free access to essential resources, peer monitoring, and academic supports, Study Buddy makes quality education more accessible, regardless of a student's education. This approach not only promotes equal learning opportunities, but also encourages collaboration, resilience, and empowerment within student communities. Through Study Buddy, we're supporting the United Nations mission to create a world where every young person has the tools and support needed to succeed in their education, their university life, and their future.
Study Buddy is a peer-driven educational platform that allows students to connect with one another, becoming mentors and learners to tackle academic challenges together. This app is more than just a tutoring solution. It's a space where students can find the right help at the right time, regardless of financial constraints or geographic location. In the app, users simply select whether they wish to act as a mentor or as a student. After selecting their role, you indicate the subject and topic you require assistance in, or the subject and topic you wish to tutor. The app then matches individuals based on these preferences, enabling them to begin a collaborative journey toward achieving the academic goals.
This is our projected interface for the app, and it's very easy to navigate, and this is a few screens of how it will look. Well, we would like it, well, it does look. In In terms of our market, our audience is immense. It covers students in high school who are often underdeserved and without access to affordable tutoring. The market for accessible education technology is booming, with millions of students needing extra help. High school is a challenging endeavor. Millions of students struggle to understand new concepts that we are being taught every single day. It's also hard to keep up with this demanding curriculum that we have to go through for 5 years. Our app supports students from all backgrounds, providing help to those with limited resources as well as those who are not as fortunate. By tapping into the power of community and peer mentorship, Study Buddy stands uniquely positioned to grow rapidly and create a real impact in our society.
Our app will be free for basic use, giving students full access to core features like mentoring and resource sharing. We plan to introduce a premium option with extra features, and we're also looking to partner with educational organizations and institutions. These partnerships could allow us to showcase their educational resources and content on our platform, and in return, we'd offer them advertising options to promote their services. Additionally, we could run relevant educational ads with the app to generate some revenue. This approach will help us keep the app accessible to all students, while also giving us the resources to continue improving and expanding the app's features and services.
Although we're still in the early stages of development for the app, we're working on improving its features and as well as adding more resources. We want the app to grow and change with our students. Therefore, we would like to have as many students as possible be involved in the design and infrastructure building of this app. We want this app to grow and change with our students. By getting the feedback through testing, we can make sure the app is working well for them and make improvements along the way. Our goal is to create an app that fits students' needs and learning styles. We want them to be able to share their own materials and ideas in order to help the app make the app better. As we keep working on it, we'll use their feedback to make sure that the app is easy to use and offers the best learning experience possible.
We are passionate and equipped with the skills needed to bring Study Buddy to life. Together, we combine expertise in education, technology, and design to build an app that truly addresses students' needs. We're committed to making this vision a reality.
We're calling for support, whether it's funding, partnerships, or simply helping us spreading the word. Join us in making quality education accessible to every student. Together, let's empower young minds to achieve their full potential. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, my study buddies. Before I hand over to the judges, may we please note the following. There's a City Golf outside, number plate VRH559. Your lights are on. I repeat, City Golf VRH559. Your lights are on. Right, judges, back to you. Any questions?
Thank you. I was just curious about your mentors. Can anybody sign up as a mentor, or are there criteria for a mentor? How do you vet them? Things like that.
So obviously we will have some basic criteria that you need to follow. So obviously you would have to know the content that you are willing to teach. But essentially, if you do follow that basic criteria, anybody can become a mentor, because when you teach other people, many people do learn and absorb knowledge for that. It's like a way to learn as well. So that is why it's not only benefiting the mentee, it will also benefit the mentor. So by allowing many people to become mentors, we just like it to be more a better a learning strategy in that way, and it will help both parties grow.
Sorry, so my next question though, if I'm a mentor, will I be compensated or am I volunteering?
You are volunteering, and this is because, like as I said before, many students, they find tutoring other people as a way to learn by themselves and grow their understanding of the content they are teaching. But I think in the future, if someone is willing to work solely as a mentor, we could offer them some compensation if we have room in the budget for it. We could offer a more monetized program for mentees.
Linked to that, since you are bringing two parties together, how would the app make sure that it stays learning, right? Like it doesn't become some social platform where people share different things, that it sticks to just the learning aspect?
Okay, so we do know, like in today's society, there's a high risk of that happening. But the way in which it works is, firstly, you will only be allowed to request a tutoring session if you have to follow the procedure. So you select your subject, you select which part of it that you are struggling the most with, and a message will be sent out to people who are students who are really good at that app, or their knowledge is quite good of that topic. So then there will be almost a private chat, but not really a chat, a link sent to both platforms with a scheduled time based on both users' timetables. And the link will only be able to be opened by the two parties. It can't be copied or transferred or used by another person. It will also be like encrypted. And we'll have some sort of password that can be shared between the two.
And then from a revenue aspect, you did speak about, matching with other educational institutions, but elaborate a little bit more on, how you'll make money. What would be the revenue model for it?
Okay, so the first way we would like to make money, so obviously because we're offering it for not rural, but areas that are under privileged or do not have many educational resources, the app is going to be free and most features on the app will be free. So we aim to make our money by asking educational tutoring companies. So obviously our app has a tutoring facility, and other tutoring facilities, it's like a very competitive industry. So we could ask them if they would like to occupy a small space on our app to advertise their own services in the case of a student is in need of more help. And so we'd like to earn some revenue from there. And we'd also like to partner with schools and universities for them to offer study buddy as a accompaniment to their learning programs. So we'd like to make some money off of that. And we'd also like to, we do have a freemium model, so there will be some features for students who are that go to more privileged schools. So our school, it is a semi-private school, and many girls in our school, they pay thousands a month just to go to additional tuition. So based on that freemium model, we'd like to get some students from more privileged areas who are in need of tuition to pay some extra fee in order to gain access to more features that could help them.
I have a question. As a student myself, what do you do in a case when I request someone to help me with algebra and no one responds?
So we do hope to get enough people on the platform so that that scenario or that case does not happen. But in that case, Study Buddy does not just offer tutoring, it also offers resources, study notes, and other extra past papers and just resources that you could use in general. So you could use someone else's resources or study notes that they have made or that other people have found useful and learn by yourself. And maybe the next time that you request for help or for someone to tutor you, then somebody will be available. But for that time that you do not get a tutor, we hope that those notes or uploaded resources are helpful.
Thank you very much, judges, my study buddies. Thank you so much. Last but not least, we have Elif Baha Karatas presenting the hunger elimination software, an innovative approach to addressing food waste and hunger. Elif, the stage is yours. I hope I'm saying your name correctly.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Elif Bahar Karatash, and I am honored to introduce the Hunger Elimination Software, or HES for short, which is an app designed with a straightforward but powerful mission to help people in South Africa access the essentials they need in a sufficient way. My goal is to connect businesses with surplus food to individuals and families who need them most, all through a simple, user-friendly platform. But this app is about more than just meeting physical needs. It's about building community, reducing waste, and even addressing mental well-being in the process. In South Africa, food waste and food insecurity are two sides of a challenging problem. Every year, around 10 million tons of food are wasted here, nearly a third of all food produced in the country. At the same time, 11 million South Africans, including many children, are food insecure and don't know where their next meal will come from. This app seeks to bridge the gap between the abundance and scarcity. HES has a built-in user-friendly system that helps make sure that no food goes to waste and that no one has to go hungry simply because resources aren't reaching the people who need them. A key part of making this vision a reality is addressing the logistics of getting food and essentials to people, especially in remote or underserved communities. In order to achieve this, the app will have a map with key meeting points in said communities in which the resources required are transported to that building and distributed to those who need it. We know that access to transportation can be a challenge, so I have created a plan to ensure resources reach those who need them most efficiently and reliably. First, partner businesses like restaurants, grocery stores, and wholesalers log surplus items onto the app, indicating details such as type, quantity, and condition. Our app then notifies a network of local drivers, volunteers, and community organizations who are prepared to collect these items directly from the businesses. After collection, the items are transported to central distribution buildings which are strategically located within or near high-need communities. These buildings would most likely be police stations and assembly buildings in which an authority figure works. The reason for choosing these areas is because not everyone has the means to buy a smartphone to log onto the app and get what they need. So the authority figure of these communities would request what is needed and then distribute the resources for them. This logistics network allows us to reach people not only in urban areas, but also in rural communities and informal settlements, making sure that resources are accessible to everyone, regardless of where they live. HES is designed to be as easy to use as possible, and the main reason for this is allowing people who do not have much experience with these apps to be able to navigate and get what they need. My goal is to create a smooth, respectful experience for every user. Beyond meeting physical needs, this app will also provide resources to support users' mental and emotional well-being. This will be made possible by having a hotline connected to the app to allow people struggling to get the help that they need. The main reason I have decided to add this feature is a girl living in one of these informal settlements that I have met when distributing food with the Time to Care Foundation to her school. This girl had only started grade 9 because she was harming herself and didn't want others to know, so she chose to sacrifice her education. I believe that education is a powerful asset and that no one should have to give it up because they do not have access to any sort of resource. To address this, HES has a dedicated section for mental health awareness. Alongside food listings, users will be able to access a hotline and an emergency button in the case that medical care is urgently needed. This feature will also raise awareness and offer coping strategies for people who might otherwise feel overwhelmed by their circumstances. I hope to break down some of the barriers that often prevent people from seeking mental health support by normalizing these conversations within the app. Over time, I'm also planning to partner with local mental health organizations, allowing users to chat directly with volunteering trained counselors or connect to community mental health services. This app is designed not just as a tool, but as a community-driven solution to a community-wide problem. Every food donation, every volunteer who steps up to transport items, and every person who uses the app to support their family is part of a greater movement toward resilience and mutual support. Businesses also benefit from participating. Restaurants, grocery stores, and food distributors that donate through the app not only help people directly, but also reduce disposal costs and contribute to their communities in a meaningful way. They become active participants in creating a sustainable, resilient South Africa, where food is shared instead of wasted, and where resources circulate within communities rather than being lost. In addition to this, when developing this app, I would like to partner with Google so that the businesses that contribute to this movement will get a badge indicating they are part of the software on their page, so that they also benefit as a business, as individuals would want to support businesses that are working for the greater good. By turning everyday actions into measurable impact, I'm building a network of community members and businesses who are all contributing to meaningful change. Looking ahead, I envision HES expanding to include other essentials beyond food, like hygiene products, clothing, and even educational materials for children and young people. My aim is to create a single reliable resource software where people can access the support they need to live. In conclusion, this app represents a vision of South Africa where no one has to go without food, essentials, or support, where communities are strengthened by the sharing of resources and the understanding that we're all in this together. Together, let's work toward a future where every meal, every shared resource, and every act of kindness makes a lasting difference. One community, one connection, one day at a time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Elif. Judges, are there any questions?
I have a question though. It sounded like a lot, first of all. And then secondly, there's a large volunteer component to it. Would there be a full-time volunteer coordinator to make sure that those processes are followed and it's actually implemented? And yeah, because I can almost, if I can almost see if there isn't somebody that might be a potential.
Yes. I'm planning on partnering with foundations that essentially do this in the communities where they get donations and then distribute those. I've seen multiple of these foundations in Johannesburg as well. It's called FEED and the Time to Care Foundation, and they distribute. So I'm planning to partner up with them as they have multiple volunteers and volunteer programs to navigate all of this.
Okay, I have a question regarding people who suffer from hunger or something. If they don't have the financial aids to purchase food, how will they have the financial aids to purchase a cell phone and data to use your app?
In that case, I'm relying on police stations and government offices, as well as place assembly areas where an authority figure in that community works, as they would have these phones or etc., so they could log into the app, get what they need, and distribute it from that household.
The big work is in the partner ecosystem. It looks like you've already looked at the community side of it. Have you looked at the other side in terms of the retailers and the shops that would have the willingness to participate to understand the viability of your approach?
Sorry, could you repeat the last part of the question? I couldn't hear you.
Just have you looked into the shops and the retailers? because we need to understand, is your approach actually viable, or will there be enough of them
Okay,
participating?
so my mother works in Shongweni, it's a food market, and every Saturday she works there and she gets, depending on the amount of people she sells this, the product she's making, she gets extra food left. And with that food, she distributes them. So I know from her that she needs a connection to get it to further out rural areas and like high need communities, because there's only a limited amount of people she can connect to in Durban. That's where I'm from.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Elif. Thank you very much to all the presenters we had here in front. Your business ideas were very incredible and very creative, judges. I don't want to be you right now. But may we please give them a round of applause, please. Moving forward, I will be introducing our keynote speaker for the day. Her name is Gandhi Jafta. A brief profile on her. So Gandhi is not only a dedicated lecturer and postdoctoral candidate in mathematical statistics at the University of Pretoria, but she's also a key all-rounder of the Fidelity of Titans, or the Cricket Titans team, with a remarkable journey that began with her provincial debut at the age of 16. Gandhi has since achieved numerous accolades, including named Tuks Cricketer of the Year in both 2022 and the year 2020. Her work on the field and in academia exemplifies resilience, talent, and a commitment to excellence. Please join me in welcoming Gandhi Jafta to the stage.
Thank you so much for that introduction. Good morning, Prof. Grobler, faculty members of the Northwest University Business School, mentors, judges, program director, and most importantly, the people who dared to innovate, who dared to empower, to impact, and to unleash their potential to help shape our collective future. Standing in front of you this morning fills me with humility, honor, and a nervous excitement. An occasion like this is an incredible reminder of the collective power that we as women have to shape the world that we live in. Before I start my message, I want to congratulate you on taking a chance on yourself, on investing in yourself, and in being part of this program. This morning allows you an opportunity to take stock of your labor, your attitude, as well as your motivation. Today is an opportunity to gain affirmation for the work that you've done, as well as inspiration from the work of others. Congratulations to the program coordinators, directors, sponsors, and backroom engine staff for the successful completion of this project. You have moved from the "we need to empower women and youth" boardroom talks to action. A project like this helps secure our place as women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. To innovate means to make a change in something that is established, especially introducing new methods, ideas, and products. Today, I want to title my message, Dare to Innovate Her. By the end of my talk today, I want to leave you feeling enough, encouraged, daring to pursue your passions, to create a life that you are proud of, daring enough to take up space, to make an impact, and to improve our world. When you embark on a journey to innovate yourself, I must ask you to begin with the idea that you are never just one thing. There is no single box that you are supposed to fit into. When I embarked on my journey at the University of Pretoria to study, I began by studying a Bachelor of Social Science in philosophy, politics, and economics. I had a picture and ambitions of myself working in politics and governance. But in my second year's philosophy module, I was introduced to artificial intelligence, specifically the ethics of artificial intelligence. I was captivated in a way that I'd never experienced before. Suddenly, there was a box that I fitted perfectly into that I had no idea even existed. I began to innovate myself. I added additional modules, researched, and carved a way forward that allowed me to pursue an honors degree in statistics and data science. This shift allowed me to learn more about AI, not just from an ethical viewpoint, but from a practical understanding of how it works. Since then, I have completed my Master of Science in Mathematical Statistics, and I'm currently pursuing my PhD in the same field. The point I'm trying to illustrate is further emphasized by the fact that before I was at university, I had no idea that there was a degree called Mathematical Statistics. So, I fitted into a box I didn't even know existed. Never confine yourself to a single identity and continue look to innovate yourself according to the things that awaken your soul. There's something else that I want to highlight from this story. When I felt a pull in a new direction, I acknowledged it. I worked hard. I added additional modules to make the path possible. However, I finished what I started. I completed my philosophy, politics, and economics degree. It is very important that where possible, you finish the things that you start. When I was reviewing the material for this course, I was very excited to see that you had covered artificial intelligence. AI is a field with the potential to transform our world with self-driving cars, advancements in medical diagnostics, and of course, our students' new best friend, ChatGPT. The possibilities seem endless. My expertise in artificial intelligence lie in machine learning, where we often create algorithms that classify and predict. Machine learning techniques are being used for tasks that impact lives, from determining who gets a loan, to who is granted bail, to who is admitted into a competitive university program. High consequence decisions are being made daily using machine learning algorithms. But artificial intelligence is not just about the technology itself. It's also about understanding the ethical and the social questions it raises. It is not enough to marvel at what artificial intelligence can do. We should ask ourselves, what should artificial intelligence do? Are we comfortable with the idea that an algorithm might decide who gets a second chance, a fresh start? If an AI system is biased, who should be held accountable? The programmer, the company, or the technology itself? And if an algorithm can make choices faster than a human, does it mean that it should? AI invites us to question the most fundamental aspects of our society. It forces us to ask questions about what is just, what is fair, and what is human. Who decides what fairness should look like in an algorithm? What happens if AI reinforces the very stereotypes and biases we are striving to overcome? Today, you are becoming innovators and architects for our future. With the applications and models that you build, you hold immense power, and with that power comes great responsibility. When I create a model for, say, loan approvals, I am not merely optimizing for accuracy. I am creating a tool that could determine if somebody gets a home, a place to build a life. And the data I choose is not just data, it's a reflection of the history that I want to repeat. I am sure that with the computer scientists in the room, we are all familiar with the phrase, garbage in, garbage out. If I train a model on data that excludes certain groups, what does that say about who I think deserves access? What does that say about the kind of world I am hoping to shape? And then there is ChatGPT and tools like it. They are more than just technologies and large language models. They are shaping the stories that we tell and the images that we create. When I ask AI to generate a story, an image, I am engaging with a tool that reflects in some way the values and the biases of the creators as well as the user. Recently, I asked ChatGPT to create an image of a cricketer. Well, it just gave me a picture of a male. I asked it to write a story about a hardworking person and their lazy spouse. The lazy spouse was the woman. These outputs aren't just technical errors. They are reflections of the societal biases that are embedded in the data and the systems that we use. So my goal today is to encourage all of you to become responsible innovators. We must see that we are not creating algorithms and models. We are shaping the future. It is up to us to ensure that this future reflects our highest values. It must be a future that we can be truly proud of. Algorithms at their core are not always conceptually complex. Sometimes they're just a simple definition of what is success. But whose definition of success are we using? Are we letting machines define what matters most, or are we guiding them with our own principles? Let's define success in a way that uplifts humanity, honors diversity, builds a world that respects all of us. I hope that we all become socially conscious technologists, recognizing that technology does not exist in isolation to the people that it is created for. I challenge each of you here today to be part of this change. I have never doubted the power of a single person to make a difference, or the incredible potential that we as the youth have to lead the way. Now that I've encouraged everyone to be go-getters and to put themselves out there, I must warn you that it doesn't always work out. Bang-ups and hang-ups do happen, even to people as brainy and footsy as you. I recently tripped over my own feet at the 2024 Africa Games in Ghana during the final. It was all set up for us, Team South Africa, to win a gold medal and to be called champions of Africa. I stood up to the bowler with the team needing one run off one ball. I'd scored a run off every ball before that. I followed the same process as I'd done for the balls before, but this time I missed the ball completely. Zimbabwe would go on to win the gold. I was devastated. I'd never tripped over my own feet so badly. Perhaps my greatest hurt was feeling that I'd not just failed myself, but others as well. Bang-ups and hang-ups do happen. I'm sure you've all heard the phrase, pick yourself up and dust yourself off. But to me, dealing with disappointment and failure is a little bit more complex. It's about allowing the failure to break your heart, but never your spirit. Additionally, do not let a negative experience go unused. When you have cried your tears, eaten your ice cream, vented to someone you trust, slowly and gently come back to the failure, determined to reclaim something from the experience. If you learn from it, it can no longer be an ultimate failure. You've gained something valuable. Make sure that you are learning from your bang-ups and hang-ups. One of the questions that people love to ask me is, How do I balance it all? How do I lecture statistics, do a PhD, and play professional cricket for the Fidelity Titans? I could tell you about a few practical things like time management and personal sacrifice, which are vital, but my answer today is one that I believe is the real reason I'm able to do it all. I don't let my simple pleasures escape me. I watch all the Real Housewives of South Africa, particularly the Real Housewives of Durban. I laugh at the most unrealistic reality TV. I love watching Nonku reinvent herself every season. I watch Gilmore Girls. I make coffee, and I dismally fail at making latte art. I can do nothing more than draw a heart. I read books. I'm convinced that I've been to Nigeria because I read so much of their literature. I call my friends. I spend a moment laughing with them about the happenings of our day. I ask my brother to send me videos of my one-year-old nephew. The point of me telling you this is when you're trying to be everything and you're trying to do everything, don't forget to be alive and to live and to do the things that make you smile. Do not let your simple pleasures escape you. In closing, the lecturer in me wants to recap the core of my message. So here it goes. Firstly, never allow yourself to be constrained to one identity. You can change the things you want for yourself whenever you want to. Number 2, let us all become socially responsible technologists. Number 3, let failure break your heart, but never your spirit. And number 4, don't forget to indulge in your simple pleasures. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gandhi, for those profound words. That was a great speech indeed. What I've taken, and I think what most of us should take home, especially the young females, is that being a female is already an advantage. What you should just focus on is self-discovery, self-development, and be innovative enough to distinguish yourself from the rest. And that's what will make you stand out. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to give our judges some time to consolidate and discuss on who our overall winner is for today. So I come bearing good news for everyone. I know they are to me. It's brunch time. I'm a foodie, guys. It's brunch time. So I think we'll have 30 minutes. And then we will be back after 30 minutes. Judges, enjoy.
These symbols are more than just a body in a suit. It's literally a representation of who and what the Northwest University student experience is. A lot of people don't know that the mascots actually gave, from the start where I was involved, more than 8 million rand to students in terms of bursaries. And it's all through projects that we initiated, launched for students, through students, to in the end help our own students. The mascots became a symbol of this student life that we pride ourselves at the Northwest University.
Being part of the mascots definitely had a big influence on my life.
Being less than a confident person, Iggy shaped me into bringing out that confidence in me and not being afraid to make moves.
I saw Iggy and Mafika on campus and I was like, that's my destiny.
Iggy will always be a part of me.
Once they step into the suit, they know it's game time.
We started to speculate about getting a new mascot just to represent the unified campuses. So there were 3 mascots, each for an individual campus, but there was nothing to unify everything at the end of the day. So that's when we decided to bring in a new mascot, which was Iggy. I think it was roughly about 2018 when Iggy was officially started and launched.
So above all, that's basically why we chose the eagle. And yeah, a lot of aspects of the bald eagle can be compared to the NW, soaring above all.
Without saying a word, Iggy changes lives. I think if Iggy was not there, students would be a little bit less happier. Yeah, they look forward to seeing Iggy. The personality that Iggy brings is a joyful personality towards the students.
People initially react towards change, but for the same reason, I've been involved at the Northwest University since the Northwest University has been the Northwest University. And I've seen the changes that has happened, and I've seen the university students embracing that change, and the same with the mascots. Because in the end, the mascots are only a representation of that own specific student experience that they all have and lived and will remember long after they've went away from the university. Earlier today, I met one of the other students that was the first lady mascot. And we drove past each other and she literally stopped in the middle of the road, honking, "Please, I just want to give you a hug and say thanks." And the reality is, I'm just part of the Northwest University. I'm just part of what those opportunities that were created. But in the end, it's a whole university culture that created these opportunities for the students. Now, me being that part that she sees that she wants to hug, she's been that for hundreds and thousands of students where they literally ran to her just to have a representation of the Northwest University to hug.
It's still unbelievable to me that I was the first female mascot of the NW University. It's a big burden to carry. I feel so legendary, but someone has to do it, and I am proud that it was me. It's a very amazing experience, and being in the suit teaches you also how to be less self-centered, because you can't go around telling people, "Oh yeah, that was me at that event, the person you saw at the varsity cup, it was me." So you can't say that. It teaches you humility. You can just keep quiet and be like, I did all these amazing things and people don't know. You have pictures with the vice chancellor and you can't boast about them because you have to keep it a secret. So it teaches you many values, and also for you to be in the suit, you need to embody the Iggy values. So it changes you. Pre and post Neo, they're not the same person. Graduation is brief. They just call your name, you walk the stage, you get the tapping, and then you're done. But for me, that was not it. There was a long speech before my name was called. I went on stage with the shoes and the head. And when they called my name, I removed the head. And I was like, this is what dreams are made of, you know? Like, when I got off the stage, there were 2 guys following me with lights and cameras. And I was like, I feel like a star. And they were like, you are a star. So it was like the most amazing time of my life. And also, my graduation video, I posted it on TikTok, and it got about like 50,000 likes, 500,000 views. So I truly felt like I was living my dream. So that was the most favorable moment for me.
The moment that I have to change my character or get into the Iggy character, as soon as you get that on, you get into that spirit of Iggy, you just walk out. You know, when the students see you, it's like, ah, Iggy, and it's like high fives and hugs. So you put your personality one side and you put Iggy's personality in front. That feeling when you get out and you see the crowd and everybody's cheering Iggy, 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 that where you hype up the crowd and the crowd hypes up you, makes you feel part of something. The one thing about Iggy is it brings togetherness, it brings Ubuntu to the Northwest University.
Being Iggy changed my life completely, I don't want to lie. I'm at a point now where I used to be shy a bit, but now because of I was Iggy, even when I meet students somewhere at home wearing NW regalia, I'm like, hi, I used to be Iggy. And that just makes them smile. So now it changed my life because I know now that I've contributed to people somewhere being happy. You know, when they were stressed, I was the one who brought them comfort. I was the one who would hug them, give them chocolates. So it changed my life because it made me also become thoughtful of other people. It made me become more empathetic, if I can put it like that, you know, because being a student is very hard. It's very challenging because it's not just academics, but it's also you are growing as an individual. If I see somebody who maybe is not okay, I'm able to kind of sense that and see it, and automatically I just become nice to them and give if I have to give, or hug them, or just to tell them that you're gonna be okay.
I think the experience that changed my life to the journey of being Iggy. Before being Iggy, I was more like quite a conservative person. I kept to myself. Transitioning into the role of being Iggy, I was more confident. I developed more confidence, whereas I could go up to somebody I don't even know in class to ask them, listen, do you want to be part of my group? Or I'm not understanding this work, can you help me out with it? So being less than a confident person, Iggy shaped me into bringing out that confidence in me and not being afraid to make moves.
I was walking as a handler with Iggy, and then Iggy decided to just go to this lady and just give her a hug. And this lady literally just she started crying. She really started crying, and she literally told Iggy that, yo, you don't know, you literally made my day, you know? And people, we don't realize the impact of the mascot when Iggy or Paki, whoever is running around doing whatever, or even just giving high fives and stuff like that. You don't see the impact until you hear from the personal standpoint of view, where people are like, wow, no, yo, Iggy, this day it was really depressing or something like that, but you literally just made it a little bit better.
Yeah, so definitely I miss being Paki. That adrenaline rush at Varsity Cups, being able to do what you want, nobody seeing your face, just interacting with all the students, all the cultures, and yeah, enjoying a student life. After you graduate, you don't have that anymore. Then it's only work. So yeah, I miss being in the suit and being Paki. Iggy is a bit more mature than Paki, where Paki is a bit more rebellious, doing what he wants, and making everyone laugh, and yeah, a bit more stoked. So being a part of NWU and the mascot committee changed my life completely. I will always be a part of Paki, and Paki will always be a part of me. That's why I have this on me most of the time.
Coming to university, I had a dilemma actually. Before I came to the Northwest University, for me it was a thing of the idea of a university was you're either a boring guy or you're a soccer player or into politics. So I started volunteering there and everything in between. And then one day I came up in the Great Hall, and that's where actually my fondest memory started. I came across this poster, which I actually still have it in my room even today on my wall. And then this is where it all started with me. As much as I didn't end up to being inside the suit, but I actually got to be part of something that was greater than me. And that was something I will always take with me and remember.
Iggy doesn't talk. So Iggy is supposed to use body language. So me hugging someone, giving them chocolates, waving them, being excited when they call Iggy's name, that was something that really helped me to be more comfortable. And so on my graduation day, it was a bit of mixed emotions because I was sad that I'll be letting go of the suit. But I was also happy and excited that people are going to know the real person behind that suit. I was happy. I was happy that people are now finding out that it's me. I am Iggy. The moment I removed Iggy's head, people were going crazy. Everyone was clapping, some of them were screaming, some of them were screaming out Iggy, some of them were screaming my name. So it was really nice. Without the NW giving me this opportunity, I wouldn't have been the person that I am today.
There's literally a team of about 20 to 30 people behind this mascot. We can make such a big difference, but we don't have to be in camera. Because in the end, those differences that we make, how small we possibly think it is in our lives, has made a huge impact in that other person's life. And why else are we alive than to just make those differences?
Come, come, come. Oh, wait, it's my... Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back from our delicious brunch. The people online, I'm sorry it took longer than 30 minutes. I had to go for seconds. The food was that delicious. So next time, do make your way here. Before we call on one of the judges to announce our winner for the day, we have a young innovator, the future of STEM, that would like to give us an item of entertainment. I call on stage Carly Grobler.
So can we tell them what is the problem that you are solving?
Kids that don't want to do their homework.
And what are we going to do about kids that don't want to do their homework?
Ice cream machine.
An ice cream machine. And how will an ice cream machine actually solve the problem of kids that don't want to do their homework?
If you're done doing your homework, you take a picture of it. If you do it right, it gives you a QR thing. Then you
scan it.
Then you scan it. Then if you get the QR, you get an ice cream.
Oh, wow. And did you create a design for this? Now then show them. Okay, show them. Huh? And how will you make money from this?
Making sure my brothers do their homework. If they do not, they must pay me to get ice cream.
Wow. Thank you very much. As an aunt, I've taken a few tips. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I will call on stage one of our judges, Quentin, to come and give us an overall feedback before announcing who the winner is for the day.
Thank you. I thought we were tough as judges with our questions, but, you know, that was quite some tough questions. So we had quite a difficult time. I presume you in the audience had a similar difficult time, you know, cheering on the 5 different teams. What we liked about them was the diversity of the problems they were addressing, right? From hunger to education to many things that the 17 sustainable goals of the UN actually speaks to. And that made it tough, because how do you now judge between the different aspects of impact, of market, of product, of customers, of actually making sense of whether this will be viable from a commercial point of view or whether it's feasible from a technical point of view. So it was really tough, and all the teams did a great job of actually presenting their ideas in terms of the energy that they brought to the stage, in terms of the way they actually worked as teams, and in terms of clearly articulating the problem, the design thinking that they had to undergo in terms of understanding the audience, the customer, and then actually putting through a very cool idea. So now we've come to the announcement of the winner, and am I the one to announce it? Okay.
You will hand over not the actual prize, but bags, because they will be packing their bags to go on a trip with us next week.
Okay. Whoa. So these are just proxy prizes. This is just a representation of what is still coming. So who did we decide to win? Now, all of the 5 teams had both great things that was going for them, but also things that didn't quite so work well. And the way we then went about to say, okay, let's see which of these things are actually addressable. So which team had the biggest potential in terms of both market, the impact they would have, and ultimately the feasibility from a technical point of view. And I'm very happy, as I can look here at my judges, to announce that the team that will win today, this morning, will be Team 4 Study Buddy. Well done to the ladies. Ooh. Before I hand over the prize, you guys can come up. We really thought that, the concept of peer-to-peer learning is so valuable. We actually coined it the LinkedIn for high school, right? So you have to pay us later on if you're going to use that. But there are a few things that you have to consider. The questions that was asked was around the mentors and the validating mentors. And, things like review systems are always something that's good to help you understand what's the quality of the mentors and to help you actually validate it from a peer point of view. So that's some of the ideas that we worked on. Also then, making sure that process that you follow to actually onboard people and to match people is just as important. And then, from a name point of view, the study buddy has already been taken, but I'm sure that's one of the easiest problems for you to solve. So from us as the judges and from Northwest University, congratulations. I'm not sure if there's investors in the crowd if there's investors in the crowd with checkbooks. The young ladies are here. But congratulations, enjoy the prize next year, and don't forget about your idea, right? Push it. Like Gandhi said, who made the keynote speak, if you've got something, when you start something, finish it. We believe in you as judges, so please continue, and hopefully one day we'll see that LinkedIn for high schoolers out there somewhere. Here we go. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, ladies. Prof, are you still coming to? All right. So for our last speaker of the day, I will be calling on stage Mr. Hannes Malan to give us a word, or rather closing remarks for the day. Mr. Hannes?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. It's my honor and privilege to thank a group of people without whose efforts this year's whole program and today's event would not have been possible. Firstly, what a beautiful venue. Have you ever been here? Except for Ms. Jafta. She's a frequent flyer here. But what a view. If you look there now, with the clouds gone and the sun coming out, what a beautiful view. And connected to our theme of focusing, having a gender lens, that means not excluding boys and men, but to emphasize girl, children, and young women. I think it's quite befitting, because that's to make it fair. And that's where the expression comes from, But that's just not cricket if things are unfair. So today we say, wherever we go, we want to give a fair chance to young women, because that's cricket. And we thank the Cricket Union, the SuperSport Park, and the Titans Cricket Union who have made available this venue for us. Let's give them a round of applause. We had sponsors, the UCDP. It's a fancy name. You'll see them on the screen behind me. It's the University Capacity Development Program of Government. Right, they encourage universities to come up with new things and then build capacity. And the magic of this event and the stream it's in is entrepreneurship. Right. So we say thank you to them and the Department of Higher Education and Training. Round of applause, please. Then we've had fabulous judges. Bianca Joseph, Isabel Strauss, and Quentin Williams. Thank you so much. And thank you for your valuable inputs, and I'm sure we're going to maybe press on your button to give us a paragraph by email to each of the contestants so we could give them some more feedback and encourage them to see those plans through. We had service providers today. First, the Magic Pan Catering Company. Thank you very much for the food and beverages. Round of applause to them. Then the other magic people were the MSM production people. Sound, sparkles, lightning, audio, ice creams. Thank you very much, guys. They're old friends of ours. It's like they're stalking us wherever I make an appearance, they're there. But thank you very much. They're stalwarts in this game. We had a team of admin and support people for this program. One who had to approve all the payments. That's Hilay Joosten. She's not here today, but thank you to her. You're going to convey that. And then we've got Lorette and Kobe. Where are you? Put up your hands, mom and daughter. Thank you so much for your dedication to this project right through the year. Most of the participants would know Kobe's name. You might think it's Kobe, C-O-B-E. Kobe, we say. But when she posts those lectures and the video clips and the lessons for you, that's Kobe. Thank you very much for all your dedication and also for all your inputs to make this thing happen today, this event. Thank you very much. We need to also thank all the other participants. Many can't be here and they may be following us online. Firstly, thank you for having the courage to invest in yourself. You've heard it before today. Invest, invest, invest in yourself. Well done. Thank you. And consider starting a club next year at your school and get more people involved to enter and to see it through, right? Because it's difficult to see it through. Those who made it to the end had to jump all the hurdles. And that's a confirmation of your dedication in investing in yourself. Well done on that. And we hope to see many of you again next year. And please encourage your schools. Also, special word of thanks to the teachers who encouraged these children and young people. Without you, this wouldn't have happened. And I want to have a particular word of thanks and congratulations to Star College Durban. Now, it must be that our winners come from there this year, but even in I think it's through the COVID times, and then when Durban had that horrible flood, and you could do nothing, people were being saved by boats in streets and stuff. The teachers made their way to school, dedicated themselves to help the kids see this program through. And that's the dedication of leaders and teachers whom you as youngsters should not forget. Those are our icons who are going to make you do big things. Appreciate them and say thank you to them on our behalf. We had a Miss Gandhi Jafta, who had a very impressive message for all of you, especially about AI, since we're talking apps to solve things. Thank you very much for your time and leadership, and also the role you play for youngsters going into that field. And please stay dedicated to promoting the girl child and the young woman. Thank you very much. Round of applause there. Then we'll end off with thanking Prof. Leenta Grobler, because she's the mama of this program, right? And she started it 7 years ago, I think. And year after year, she volunteers and puts it through. And she's got nice people, helpful people assisting her, but a lot of the heavy lifting's done by her. Thank you and congratulations, and stay dedicated to helping promote girl children and young women, especially in STEM subjects, but all over. Thank you very much, and a round of applause to her. That brings me to the end, and should I hand over to the opera singer to sing the final note. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. No, guys, I am not a singer. I'm anything but a singer, so no. I will call on stage Prof. Leenta. We will be handing out certificates to our participants, and we will also like to have a few interviews, I think, offline with our participants, for them to share how the experience was and their feeling about this whole competition. Prof?
Thank you. All right, so I would just like all of our participants today to please come to the stage so that we can take some pictures. And I want you to give all of them, once they are here, a great round of applause, because they really worked very, very, very hard. Very hard. Do they all fit? Okay, thank you also to those that weren't finalists that also just came today to come and share in the experience. So of 120 ladies that started with us 10 weeks ago, here are your semi-finalists and finalists, so please give them a round of applause. Okay. All right, so the photographers can come closer. I think we can end the live stream. Maybe we can give one last bit of sparkles to all of them. So thank you so much, and travel safe.